It's recording. Welcome to the first episode of Walking, Talking Wedding.
And here we are, not walking.
Right, we are talking though. We were gonna walk up this trail and talk as we were going, but then realized that it was too much of a hike and less of a walk.
It was more of a tripping hazard, and we felt like, still being in wedding season, we should probably make sure that our health maintains continuity.
Yes, that's a good point.
Oh, so
There's Kaylee.
This is our prop for today. It's what our topic is going to be on.
Right, so we're talking about dogs at weddings.
Dogs at weddings is pretty much a passion of ours, and something that we did ourselves for our own wedding.
Dogs in general.
Well, yeah, we're kind of dog people. And so to help keep us focused, I have some notes that I wrote on the back of a Whole Foods receipt. Very on brand for us.
Very on brand.
And we are going to start out by mentioning that if you want your dog at your wedding, what needs to be the first step?
If you want your dog at the wedding, you should have a dog. That would be the first step.
Okay, you win on that one. But you should also make sure that your venue is dog friendly.
Oh.
And there's definitely a lot of differences in dog friendly venues. So some are completely fine with dog anywhere, no big deal. Others have restrictions.
Just roaming free dog.
Exactly. Others have restrictions on where the dog can be, or can't be left alone in the room, or can only be outside, not inside the venue.
Has
or
to
the
have a
reception
handler
area.
all the time.
So that's step number one.
Also, step number 0.5. I feel like we should tell them where we are because they might be having trouble hearing us.
So if you're having trouble hearing us, the reason is because of a waterfall. This is Ripley Fall. Ripley? Where are we?
Wiley?
What? No.
Riley.
Ripley Falls.
Ripley.
Trust me. I'm the navigator.
Right.
And it is in the White Mountains in Crawford Notch, and we are pretty lucky to be here today in between photo shoots from way up north to lesser way up north.
So one of the things that, so for us, having our dog at our wedding was like, it wasn't a question. It was just going to be the way it was. So
she's another family member, and so we did what we needed to do in order to make that happen. But we recognize that that's not always possible and not always the best choice.
Right, because sometimes it might not be the best thing for the dog.
And what do we mean by that?
What do we mean by that?
Some dogs don't do well around large groups of people. They're much better in, what are you looking at?
I want to make sure our dog isn't wandering off.
So they're much better with one-on-one or small groups. If your dog gets nervous around a big group of people, either figure out how to incorporate your dog into smaller sections, like the rehearsal the day before, or what else?
Well, it just came to me, a good idea is a way to incorporate your dog into your wedding that's very easy is to bring your dog to the engagement session.
Yes. So if you can't have your dog on wedding day or don't think it's the right decision, absolutely include your dog in engagement sessions. We did it last night. It was a blast.
Yes.
Venus, a cute little pit bull, was running around with us. And it's a way to incorporate your other family member still in the photos and get those memorable photos with your pup.
Right. Another thing to consider is whether or not it's the best thing for the rest of the guests.
So your guests might not be the type that want to have a dog around. You could have some older people or a lot of young kids who are going to be tugging and pulling on the dog. Might not be the best situation. So something else to consider.
Kaylee's now visiting other hikers.
Hopefully she'll still come home with us. Another good thing to think about when thinking about the dog, you're going to be looking your finest.
Right.
Is your dog going to be so excited to see you that it is a cleanliness hazard where
Muddy paws.
You're going to get attacked and loved on way too much before you have those photos taken that you're going to want to be clean for?
Right. And then the other thing that's always key, and this happened at our wedding, is having to have a handler.
Yes.
So even if you're at a venue which we were, which is like dog just roaming free, you still need somebody to take care of the dog. When it was like, I don't know, 7 o'clock and we were having our toast and Kula was laying at my feet looking like she hadn't eaten since breakfast.
Yeah, we remembered that maybe she wanted dinner.
Hadn't fed Kula yet. Realized that we should have had somebody kind of established to take Kula, bring her back home, give her something to eat, and
In our
put her to
defense,
bed.
though, in our defense, we were just as bad dog parents to Kula, even not on wedding day, not remembering to feed her sometimes. Wait, that didn't paint a very good.
Yeah, we're not
Scratch
bad
that.
dog parents.
But it's super helpful to, if you have a family member or a friend that is really good with your dog, to assign them as dog parent or dog godparent of the day, so that you don't have to
Dog
worry about feeding or walking, or basically you don't have to worry.
Right. What else is on the magic list?
Okay, Whole Foods item number 4 is.
I'm gonna look for Kaylee. She's eating sticks.
Oh, another thing about dog care is if you don't have your dog on the actual ceremony reception part of it, but you do want your dog throughout the weekend, a good option is to think about a dog sitter.
Right.
Rover is something that we've used.
Rover is an app.
It's an app that you can download and links you into a whole bunch of dog sitters in the area. There's also services that do dog sitting specific for weddings.
If we weren't photographing your wedding, we would consider being a dog sitter.
And there's 2 of us, so we might still do that.
That's a great idea.
But it's also an opportunity if you have someone who's specifically just doing the dog sitting and not a part of the wedding, that you can have them bring he's looking for our dog.
She's back there.
That you can have the person bring the dog for photo time. So say the formal photos with just you two, when it's a quiet crowd and your dog is going to be much more likely to behave, and just kind of swoop in, take some photos, and walk out. And still have that moment with your dog. So there's lots of different options.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that it's also totally cool. You can still be the best dog parents and the most loving, happiest dog people in the world, and it's still totally cool to not have your dog at your wedding.
If you
it just
feel
might not be
like-
the best thing.
If you feel like it's not a fit, don't feel guilty. It is completely okay to have a wedding weekend, to celebrate with your family and your friends and all those people who don't live with you, and have it be their weekend with you, and you will always have your furry friend to come home to afterwards.
Right. I think this has been a great... Sorry, did I just yell in your ear?
Yeah.
Sorry. I think this has been a great first episode of Walking, Talking Wedding. I just made that up on the car ride here, and I didn't tell Kate about it. It's a super big surprise. Say
And-
goodbye, Kaylee.
Bye, Kaylee. Next time, maybe we'll actually walk.
Great timing, too, Kaylee. You're a star.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Yay!
going.
We're back.
Well, yeah, so Walking and Talking episode 1.01,
1.2.
version 1.01.
We forgot to tell a story.
Wait, well, 2 things. First of all, we should say that episode 1 is brought to you by Omar and Allison,
Ah, yes.
our wonderful couple from
2007,
17 at Camp Mattaponi. They are
Well
the
done.
ones that gave us this wonderful selfie stick that we're filming our episode on.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. We forgot to take it on our honeymoon, which is
Right,
what they got
which is
it
what
for
they
us
bought it
from.
for us
So
for.
now we have a lot of making up to do.
Now, we forgot to add one thing to our first episode, and that was one of the pitfalls of bringing your dog to your wedding.
Yes. Your dog may get more attention than you.
Yeah. Actually,
So we
Probable.
are case in point there, Exhibit A. We had our dog then, Kula, a super cute golden retriever on a super pretty leash that a friend of ours had made for us. And we were taking her for a hike up a 1/4-mile trail to say our vows. So it was me in my wedding dress, Keith in his wedding attire, and a few of our closest family members.
hiking
and,
up Beach Cliff.
and our dog. And we get to the trailhead, and there's 2 people hiking down, and they immediately beeline for our dog, saying, "Oh, what a cute dog!
What a beautiful
so
dog!
Pretty.
How old is she?
She's adorable.
What's her name?
Is she purebred golden retriever?"
Oh, okay, have a nice day.
No acknowledgement whatsoever of the fact that there was a bride and groom here in
An
Acadia National
amazingly
Park.
gorgeous bride and a halfway decent looking groom walking up a trailhead No comment.
So apparently it stuck with us a few years later. We're just a little bit salty about it still.
Yeah, that's true.
But we very much appreciate that our pup got so much love.
Yes. That's it.
That's it.
No
Okay.
no more versions.
No more
for this.
addendums.
That's it.
We're really done.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye. Now I gotta press the button again.
Okay, good luck. I'm gonna watch the dog.
It's still going.